Warning, I'm going to narrate before, during, and possibly after this video. If you don't like that, well, you know where the door is.
God, Morty, what a boring start to an adventure. Why don't we just go to Kentucky?
This is the video of my pre-trial hearing with the judge and the county attorney, which resulted from a speeding traffic ticket issued to me by an officer. Tyrant got fired for dishonesty, nosebush. I'm skipping the logical order of doing the speeding stop video first and going to the judge video first because we all know what side the officers are on. I mean, it's a given that as soon as one approaches you regarding the investigatory contact, they are obviously not on your side and obviously will use anything you say against you. With a judge, it is supposed to be a different story. A judge is supposed to be a mediator, impartial, who is allegedly there to ensure rights are preserved and protected and that the state and the defense have the benefit of the law, the civil procedure, and the rights set forth in state and federal constitution.
These are principles which every man of every faith can embrace.
These are not polite suggestions. These are codes of behavior.
I'm not saying that is what they actually do. Come on, you know what I'm... Anyway, I'm simply saying that the role of the judge is allegedly more about that. Regardless of what so many of them often end up doing in this country, there are certain expectations or alleged roles of each. First off, let's talk about the county attorney. This county attorney is the same one that tried to dissuade me with comments asking what I was going to do and what I was going to say. I wasn't speeding, and then the officer would just say I was. Basically, he attempted to intimidate me, to coerce me, and capitalized on the fact that he knew the judge was going to side with him, and he knew the odds were against me with a bench trial, and only a judge. And he knew the judge normally was a tyrannical piece of shit, who not only denied lawful right of trial by jury, apparently, but also wouldn't know justice of rights if they hit him in the face hard enough to knock that old, wrinkled, and past the point of retiring skin off his stupid fucking tyrannical face, which is exactly what the fuck I hope happens to his tyrant ass.
It is your corrupt we claim.
I'm sorry. Yes, county attorney, dickhead, that was exactly what I was going to do if we couldn't reach a fair resolution. During our little pre-trial conference, he also told me he didn't think I had a right to a jury trial. And further, he told me that he hadn't seen the judge grant a jury trial in a traffic case. Obviously, this was an attempt to intimidate and coerce. If he doesn't know the statute, he should find another fucking job. And if he does, he should swing from the end of a rope like fucking tyrants deserve. Ha! Sorry, there I go again. Hey, he and the judge Whitledge could make a whole day of it. Some lunch, a nice drink at the local bar, a walk up to the gallows, and a fucking jump right through the falling floor to the end of that rope.
I think we all felt the same way, but we're a little too polite to say something.
You don't have that problem.
Now, these are just my opinions, of course, and you may feel free to disagree, but if you think for a second either one of these oxygen-wasting, parasitic, tyrannical pieces of decrepit, rotten fucking shit said or did anything they did in the quote-unquote interest of justice or right or fairness, then you're in a fucking coma. Both of them could care less about rights, fairness, justice, law, or constitution, like most in their system of tyranny. As far as I'm concerned, I hope they both drive off the same cliff tomorrow. They are the exact problem with our system. The judge looks like he should have retired when the Titanic hit the fucking iceberg. Never mind term limits. How about once you reach the point where you've served your self-serving ass for long enough that you look like you've done so for 2 fucking lifetimes, you get the fuck out. You know, go retire. It's time to graze. Term limits for all in government, and that includes the injustice system. I want you to pay special attention to the little sidebar thing here, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not an attorney, okay? Anyway, the county attorney goes up and shows his mentality on the record. Also keep in mind that in our little backroom dealings before my actual appearance before Judge Whitledge, also known as His Honorless Highness Judge Whitledge, the county attorney attempted to use his knowledge that the injustice system is stacked against us by insinuating that I shouldn't request a jury trial because the alleged officer Nosebush would automatically be more credible than I, and that my word would obviously be taken as less than the officer's, which is another issue altogether. I told the county attorney if a trial by jury was denied, based upon my belief that I had a right to one, per the KRS statute, and etc., Constitution also, I'd appeal on multiple grounds, including deprivation of rights, and then told him absolutely I'd contradict that alleged officer on the stand. I think his name was Officer Got Fired from one job for being a dishonest piece of shit and got another job being a dishonest piece of tyrannical shit and deserves whatever tyrants deserve, but you can call him Officer Nosebush or Nosbush or just Tyrant. Here's a little conversation between His Honorless Judge Whitledge and the county oxygen waster.
And the reason I knocked it down to 10 because this is the guy that wanted a jury trial on it. And I thought, I'm not taking any more speeding tickets to jury trial. But he said he wasn't going that fast. You'd have to talk to him, but this is a guy that would be in a lot of trouble to have done trial over, and he's got the time for that anyway. So that's why I did it.
Here comes the second part. Here's the actual pre-trial. Edited for time because I've talked a lot and you'll get the fuck over it, won't you? I'm sorry. You can't tell it probably from the video. It's a shitty, grainy video they apparently filmed with potatoes somewhere in the fucking room. Jesus Christ, all the money they steal from people and they can't get better cameras than that? Anyway, you can't see it in the video, but he got upset just for my daring to question him. Like he's the king, part of the aristocracy in America, because a common citizen would dare ask questions to get information. We don't need to know that. Only the high and mighty attorneys, the county attorneys for the state, the judges need to know that information. We just need to shuffle along and through like common fucking stupid comatose sheep.
He was wanting a trial at one time. Now wait a minute. That's what you wanted, and you've agreed to amend that to 10 over.
Yes. I have a couple questions if it pleases the court to confirm a couple things.
Did you hear his response? What is it? Not yes, sir. No respect. No common courtesy. He thinks he's a fucking king. Fuck you, Whitledge. Seriously, fuck you, you piece of shit. People who have fought and died and served, or whether civilian or military, for this country in any way, shape, or form, should look at this guy and want to spit right in his fucking stupid face.
The Constitution. People dying for freedom, ideas. None of it meant anything?
Moving on.
I just wanted to confirm 10 over is no points on my license. Is that correct?
That's up to the state.
Yeah, but there's no.
I think that's right, but I'm not going to guarantee you that. You know. You were on I-69, weren't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my second question is, and this is more just my information. I just wanted to confirm this. I would be eligible for a jury trial in this instance, correct?
We had talked about that back there.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm. He was kind of unsure.
I would say
no, he'd be entitled to a bench trial.
Well, see, that
I believe I'm entitled.
The difference in our opinion.
Yeah, the difference in our opinions is that your opinion of my rights is that you don't fucking like them and fuck my rights, and my opinion of mine and other people's rights is respect our fucking rights or get the fuck out. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe we don't have that right, but I'm pretty sure we do, and the only statute I've found that says anything about it says that we do. Which, of course, makes this fucking county attorney a tyrannical piece of oxygen-wasting shit. Moving on.
My opinion is that I would be entitled to. The reason why I asked is I had a turn signal violation some years back that I was entitled to a jury trial, so I requested one, and I had a 6-person jury trial.
You are if there's any jail time involved.
There was no jail time for the turn signal.
The two of these, there's no jail time involved.
Now, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I'm missing a higher court ruling that redefined what these words mean. But let me read it and let's all see if we agree. Well, let's see. It says current through 2020, Kentucky. Section 29A.270, right to jury trial. Defendants shall have the right to a jury trial in all criminal prosecutions. And by the way, I believe in Kentucky they're considered violations, but they're considered criminal, not civil. So I believe that would fall under it, including prosecutions for violations of traffic laws in the circuit and district courts. Did I miss the wording that says, if there's jail time involved, otherwise, fuck your jury trial? I think that's what this judge read. I want to find out where he read that at. Maybe there's another part I missed. Maybe somewhere it says, and unless the judge doesn't fucking want to give you one because he's the fucking king and you need to bow to his authority. Moving on with the Tyrant.
What he's saying is that the one he had before was just for a turn signal.
It was just for a turn signal.
And so, just a turn signal violation.
There was no jail time risk, but I was entitled to a jury trial, and I had it in Henderson. As a matter of fact, I was my own pro se litigant, and I won the case against the turn signal violation. in front of a jury of 6.
I'm not gonna give you a jury trial.
Well, I'm not going to abide by your rights. I'm not going to give you what your rights are. I'm not going to abide by either the Constitution or the KRS Statute 29A.270 because I'm a tyrannical piece of self-serving, hypocritical, unjust, anti-rights, anti-fucking Constitution, anti-statute, cocky, conceited, better than thou, king in my own mind, legislator from the bench, tyrannical piece of shit.
If you're facing jail time, you're entitled to a jury trial. Otherwise, the judge can consent to a jury trial, but it's not mandatory.
Again, please tell me, Your Honorless, where it says that you have the right and the discretion to consent or not, at your whim, to the humble peasant servant's fucking request for a jury trial. The defendant may request a jury trial at any time prior to the time his case is called for trial. Let's go back, including prosecutions for violations of traffic laws. Let's go back. Defendants shall have the right to a jury trial in all criminal prosecutions. I believe my situation met all the elements of that. I tell you what, Your Honorless, I just tied this rope into a pretty little fucking knot for you. I want you to just put it around your neck and try it on for me, just for a minute. Let's see how it feels. Let me know if it's fucking snug enough. If not, I'll take it back to the store and get another one and tie it to fit your fucking neck properly. I wouldn't want you to wear the wrong size for the gallows. And that's exactly what people like you deserve. Oh my, I shouldn't have said that. That's my First Amendment again. How much do you want to bet that piece of shit would try to throw me under the jail for saying that to him? Because he is a tyrannical piece of oxygen-wasting shit, self-serving, in a system of injustice that gives not a fuck about your rights nor mine. This kind of person's out of control and does whatever the fuck he wants from the bench. Most of the fucking badge wearers are out of control and do whatever the fuck they want on the streets. And most of the government is out of control and does whatever the fuck it wants. Moving on.
So the Kentucky Constitution doesn't... Okay, I thought it was in the Kentucky Constitution that I had when that's what I thought.
Now,
did you hear his response? Now. As in now that I'm done having to listen to peasants. Those beneath me, subservient to me, not on my level, not worthy of addressing, having no accountability to. This is your government and this is your justice system. And that is your fucking tyrant.
to the offense of speeding 10 miles over the limit, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
And that's freely and voluntarily made.
Yes, sir.
Court's going to accept that, fix your punishment at a $20 fine. Court cost $143 and have that paid by December the 8th.
Yes, sir.
And my final commentary.
You must watch, dear. It'll all be over soon.
Look, not all situations are the same. I had some guilt in speeding. I know I was doing at least 10 over. I don't believe I was doing anywhere near what that alleged Nosbush, he'll be in a video upcoming, says I was doing. However, because I had some blame, I'll accept some responsibility for my actions. And I pled to a 10, which was a hell of a lot better than what that fucking county attorney thought I was going to plead to. He was out of his fucking mind. And had he pushed me, we would have goddamn well had a jury trial, and I would have fucking filed for one and requested it, and if I didn't get it, I would have filed an appeal based upon deprivation of rights, and I would have questioned that fucking officer's honesty on the stand and brought up the fact that he was fired for, quote, dishonesty from another department, which is what everybody should do if you run into this tyrannical piece of anti-constitutional shit. And those are my opinions. And if you don't like them,
I don't give a fuck.
But don't worry, Nosbush, Tyrant, shitbird. There'll always be a special place in my heart for tyrants like you, Nosebush, who interpret someone's use of a constitutional right to give you the authority to infringe on their fucking rights, in my opinion, all while exposing your own mentality of a tyrant by stating that someone using or utilizing or exercising a constitutional right to remain silent is being, quote, uncooperative. You, Nosbush, represent exactly what I say is wrong with your fucking profession. And that's all I got. Looks like we're all done here, and I'm moving on.
Everybody fuck off!
Well, you know, we had that guy from Arlington riding that motorcycle in the nude.
Well, in the news.
You know, remember he was a sovereign citizen
Oh, okay.
and wanting it, the whole 9 yards and everything.
We must all fear evil man. But there is another kind of evil which we must fear most. That is the indifference of good men.